Hi, good morning. People, can you hear me? Divya, can you hear me? Dheeraj, can you hear me? Dheeraj, can you hear me now? Divya, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, great. Let me just share my screen. Hi, good morning. Today we will be discussing in this seminar, like, can testers be innovators? So many people in this market, they think testers cannot be innovators, and there is nothing new in their work. What they do in their day-to-day life, there is nothing new in their work. But in this seminar, we are going to check, like, yes, tester can also be innovators. Testing brings in a lot of innovation in their work. And at the same time, we will be looking into few of the traits of current innovators or people who have been innovators in past, in their careers, in their companies, whatever it is. And we will map the strategy, the characteristics, what an innovator has to the way we test every day in our day-to-day life. So my name is Sudeep Patnaik. I work with Mindfair Solutions as a QA lead. So today my topic will be testers can be innovators. It's a myth or a reality. So this is the agenda for today. We will discuss what is innovation, characteristics of an innovator, what it takes to be an innovator, and how we can bring in innovation in our testing. So first, tell me, what is innovation? If you go out in the market and ask anyone what is innovation, what exactly innovation involves, what exactly are the characteristics of an innovator? Is it something where you bring out something which is not there before? You have invented something. Is that called innovation? Or is it thinking outside of the box? Like you migrate little away from the traditional approach you follow by thinking out of the box. Is that innovation? Or it's doing something which will make you stand apart from the crowd? Like here in this picture, you can see there are four bulbs which are normal bulbs, but we have a CFL standing apart in the crowd. It is standing in the middle, as it is a CFL bulb, you can easily notice that. So standing, making yourself stand apart in the crowd, is that innovation? If you ask me, then I will tell, if you combine all of these, like thinking differently, thinking out of the box, doing something that will make you stand out of the crowd or bring out something new to the world, to the area where you work, to the place where you work, to the people with whom you work. If you combine all of this, it will bring in innovation. That is called innovation. Let's see what few eminent people have talked about innovation. So basically, what we do, we follow their line, their path, the path the eminent people they have shown us. We follow them. So let's see what few eminent people have told about innovation. It is by Eric Schmidt. He used to be the executive chairman of Google in the year of 2013. So as per him, the characteristic of great innovators and great companies is they see a space that others do not. So basically what happens, innovators always think differently. They see things differently. They don't just listen to what people tell them, they actually invent something new, something that you didn't know you needed, but the moment you see it, you say, I must have it. So it is just like if you go on a path of innovation, you will be having instances where people will tell you have gone completely mad. You do not have absolutely any idea what you are doing. But innovators ignore such kind of comments. They simply go on doing what they think is right to do. And in the course of time, they invent new things, they bring in new things to the process. The best part is, like you can see in the last line, till the time that new thing is introduced, you do not even know it. But the moment you see it, you say, yes, this is something I needed to have. That's what an innovator does. That's what innovation is all about. We all know about Steve Jobs. He is a very famous person, chairman and CEO of Apple Inc. Unfortunately, he is not there with us now. But he has actually shown the true definition of innovation to the world. As per him, he says innovation has nothing to do with how many R&D dollars you have. It doesn't have any connection with the amount of money you spend on something, because money cannot buy everything. Money cannot bring in innovation. Money cannot buy innovation. It is never about the money. It is about the people you have, how they are or you are led, and how much you get into it. So as per him, it was never related to money. It is always related to the people who actually innovate things and how fruitfully or how beneficially they are guided to do innovation. And being a lead also, if you are leading a group of people out of whom you need to have, or you are expecting some innovation to come out, then also you should be knowing the ways to lead them. That is how you will be leading them in the path of innovation. You need to show them the correct path. You need to show them the path which is not traditional. You need to show them the path which might seem difficult, but at the end you will be finding out something which is completely new. And in another sentence, he has made it very clear, like innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Definitely, it's a true statement. Like leaders always have that fire inside them to innovate things, and followers, they simply follow what innovators have innovated and what positive changes they have brought into the world. The next question is, being testers, are we innovators? This question might have come to your mind many a times. Like, are we innovators? Can we be innovators? Are we incorporating innovation in our work, in our testing process? I would say yes, we have definitely this quality, but it is also surprising to know that we have inherited this quality. The next question from you would be what? How can we inherit this? How can we inherit something like innovation? Can someone inherit innovation? Let me prove it to you. You can see these pictures. So from whom we have come, the human beings have evolved from monkeys, apes, basically. So in the first picture, you can see an orangutan is using a stick to catch a fish in a river. So actually, he is not supposed to catch fishes like this. but he has innovated his ways to catch a fish more efficiently. That is what innovation is all about. He has thought out of the box, he has thought in a way which is different than other orangutans, and he has used a tool to innovate a way to catch fish in a more efficient manner. In the next picture, you can see a chimpanzee is having food out of a box kind of thing using a stick. Again, here, he is supposed to have food from some source which is pretty straightforward to get. It might be something like a banana or a fruit or something which is kept on the table or something which is given to him. But to test like how much innovative can a chimpanzee be, these researchers, they have given him a box in which they have put some food, and you would be surprised to know that chimp used a stick to bring out food out of that box, and he has used it and he has eaten it. In the third picture, it was even more interesting. Like you can see a chimpanzee breaking out groundnuts using a piece of stone. So that shows that being the descendants of apes, we have inherited this quality of innovation. Like you say, necessity is the mother of invention. So here the necessity was to catch fish for food. Here the necessity was to catch, to bring out food from a box, or it might be as simple as breaking a groundnut and eat it. So everywhere they have incorporated that innovation thing, and they have brought out the innovation in their minds. They have used tools to bring out the best. So the moment, like we discussed, like Eric Schmidt, he said, you do not know like this thing even exists, but the moment you see it, you say, yes, I should be having it. Here the sticks and the stone, they are just like that. Then let's move into a little different, no, not exactly different. It will be something which is related to our work. Like, can testers be innovators? So what we will be doing over here, we will see different characteristics of innovators, and we will check like how testers day-to-day work can be mapped into this process. Can we, being testers, incorporate those things in our day-to-day testing process or in our day-to-day life? This is the first one. Innovators never do different things. They do things differently or do things that have never been done before, or the path they follow has never been taken. An innovator is someone who not only himself adopts an idea but also create the platform for push boundaries. In short, he makes sure that everyone around him achieves growth. So this is the first characteristics of an innovator. He always chooses path which has never been taken before. He always looks for new things. And at the same time, he prefers everyone around him or whoever is related to him achieves growth. That's what brings in innovation. You are giving a positive platform to people to grow. You are not holding them back. And at the same time, you are showing them the correct path. You are showing them the correct path to grow. You are showing them a different path to grow, which was never taken before. So now the question is, can you as a tester do that? If you ask me that question, then yes, I can definitely do that. In a team, when you work with a different set of people, not all are of same mindset or not all are of the same experience level. So when you are guiding people who are having less experience than you, always encourage them. Always encourage them to take paths that are taken differently. And also, while you are working in a team, you also try to take the path which was not taken before. Like in testing, you might think a particular set of test cases have been executed on everything. It was executed on Chrome, it was executed on IE, it was executed on Firefox. But nobody has ever mentioned something which is related to executing that particular test case in Safari. It's not there in the requirement specs, but sometimes you need to go out of the box. You need to go off the track to test it. So it's just a mild suggestion, it's just a mild, very small example of how you think differently or how you take a path which is not being taken by anyone else. So as a tester, you need to think like, if you are taking a different path, is it going to help my testing? At the same time, you need to create the platform for everyone in your team to push the boundaries. You need to make sure the people who are working with you, they are coming out of their, what do you call it, the comfort zone. They're coming out of the comfort zone. Then only their best will be coming out and innovation will definitely be there. The next one, innovators are always leaders. Like we said, like Steve Jobs has already said before, like the basic difference between an innovator and normal people is an innovator is a leader, and someone who doesn't want to innovate, who doesn't want to think differently, is always a follower. So basically, innovators are a different kind of leaders. Here, we are looking into few characteristics of a leader who is an innovator, or someone who have that characteristic of being a leader as well as an innovator. He focuses on performing truly dynamic, highly productive, and result-oriented workspaces. So the innovator always look forward to a dynamic workspace, and the workspace environment will be such that it will be highly productive and it should be result oriented. People who are working in an innovative environment, they should know what they are actually doing, towards which goal their work is redirected to. And this kind of environments or workspaces, it cater to professionals who are passionate about their work. This is where you create an environment where actually you will be giving people a chance to pursue their passion. Without passion, there is nothing. Again, being an innovator and a leader, he provides them a ladder to move up to grow. The same thing with a good leader, as we have already discussed before. If you are a leader, you should be providing your people around you a platform to grow. You should be helping them to grow. You should be helping them to move up. At the same time, you need to make them feel valued. If somebody is doing something, then he should be given credit to that. People who are working with you, you should learn how to value them and how to, you can say, you need to appreciate the way they work. And as a good leader, you need to clarify what exactly they are supposed to do, not respond. And this is related to responsibilities, not roles. You should not teach them how to become a manager. You should not tell them how to become a subordinate. You should tell them what actually they have to do, which will be beneficial for the project. So can you as a tester do that? Can you as a tester create an environment around you which is highly productive, which is highly result oriented, which is truly dynamic, and you help people to grow, you clarify their doubts, you help them understand the project better, you help them test in different manners, you help them test in a better manner, you are giving value to their work, you are appreciating their work. If you are doing all these, then definitely you can bring innovation in your project, you can bring innovation in the work you do. The next one. Generally, it is seen in innovators that they very well realize that if you have the correct set of people only, innovation will never happen. You need to have an environment which will support innovation in it. And that environment needs many things. The first thing a good innovative environment needs is networking. Networking with good people who would actually help you learn things, who would actually help you understand things so that you can learn, understand, get those things in a better manner, and later on you can bring out the best in it. So generally what happens? The cross team or cross organization interactions are considered to be a challenge. Generally, what happens, people do not feel comfortable to talk with people who are across the teams related to work, definitely. But here, innovators see it as a challenge. They see it as an opportunity to identify strengths, weaknesses, and threats. If you are not put into situations where you will be finding your strengths, you will be finding your weaknesses. If you are not put into those kind of situations, then how you are going to identify them? And if you are not identifying them, how you are going to work on them? I don't know my strengths, so I'm sorry, I do not have any strength. I don't know my weaknesses, so I'm sorry, I do not have any weaknesses. Is this true? No. Everybody has weaknesses, everybody has strengths. So if you want to work on your strengths, then yes, you are most welcome. You should be working on your strengths and you should be improving them. And at the same time, we all should be working on our weaknesses and we all should work towards getting rid of those weaknesses. So until and unless we are put into situations or environments where we are not actually in the condition of identifying them, then definitely we are not going to work on them. So this is what an innovator does when he tries to bring out innovation in his people. He encourages them to take challenges, and these challenges in turn identify the strengths, weaknesses, and threats. So if you are doing this in your team, then you are an innovator. The next thing, innovators are, if you see, they are very keen towards diversity. Like they never think in an unidirectional manner. So here in this point, you can see they are keen towards diversity and understand it takes many different points of view to fully grasp the effect of challenges. So here what is important is you need to know the different aspects of the project you are currently working on. I'm just taking you directly to can you as a tester do that? I'm taking you directly to that point. So here in your project, you need to know all the possible aspects of testing. You need to know a complete idea of the application. Like it says, it takes many different points of view to fully grasp the effect of challenges. So if you know your project better, if you know all the possible viewing angles to your project, then definitely the way you will be handling the project, it will be better than someone who will be handling the project with an unidirectional thought. So think in a diversified manner. Think in such a way which will make you understand the application from different point of views. Like I would say, I would like to give an example. Like let's say for a particular functionality, it might be, as simple as creating a customer or creating a page or creating an email account or creating a note, opening a notepad. Learn all the possible ways you can to open a notepad, to create an email account. Think in a diversified manner. In the next slide, you can see trust plays a very big role in the field of innovation. If you are an innovator, you would definitely let go of the high control, low trust model of leadership. Let me first discuss what is this high control and low trust model of leadership. Let's say I'm a team lead, I'm a manager. I have, let's say, you can say how many people, let's say 15 people are working with me, and I believe in controlling them. I don't believe in working with them. I believe in controlling them. I know what work to give to whom and when to get the work done out of him. And I know I am overloading him with such amount of work that the moment I will cut him loose, he will run away. So I don't trust him. This is what is called high control, low trust model, where you control people rather than you work with them and you do not trust them because you know you are working with them in such a manner that you cannot trust him. He will never be doing something good for you. That is called high control, low trust model of leadership. Generally, innovators, they do not do this thing at all. They empower their employees, peers, or colleagues to be creative and develop the skills they need to move to the next level in their careers. Can you, as a tester, do that? If you are a leader, if you are a team lead, if you are a manager who is working with a set of people, then you need to know that the person with whom you are working, in which areas he is strong. If somebody is good at batting in cricket and you are having him play badminton, is he going to excel? Definitely no. I guess you must be remembering the very famous ad from Naukri.com, caught in the wrong job. So here you need to get out of that mindset of high control and low trust. You need to give your employees a chance. If you are working with them, give them a chance to be creative, give them a chance to develop the skills they are actually good at. Then only the best will be coming out of them, and always help them to move to the next level in their careers. If you are doing that, then you are an innovator. The next point, you can see there is no shortcut to success. It's a well-known fact. You cannot have shortcuts. And it holds good with innovation also. An innovator is a person who take the long route, even if it is risky, even if it is complex, but he will take the long route. Ask me why? The answer is very simple, because the riskier the ways, the complex the ways, the learning will be directly proportional to the amount of complexity or the amount of risk. Because if you take a straight road, you will be learning the things which are very straightforward. You will never be in a position to learn things which will help you to overcome challenges if you are taking a straight road. So you will not think differently. Complexities and risks make you think differently. And that's what an innovator does. He takes paths which are complex, he takes paths which are associated with greater amount of risk, but at the same time, he ignores this complexity and risk with the hope of gaining some knowledge that people might not have gained if they would have taken a straight path. Can you, as a tester, do that? Can you, while working on a project, think differently? Can you, as a tester, working in a project, take a path which you think involves more complex equations to get to the results? Can you take a path which involves more risk? If you are doing it, then definitely you are an innovator. In the next point, you can see an innovator always thinks differently. At the same time, he makes things happen. You need to know how to have the people working with you to give you the best output they can. In this point, you can see an innovator understands innovation is not a one-time thing, and one has to continuously set benchmarks for oneself to continue growing. This is what indicates towards the transformation of your thinking process. If this transformation of thinking process would not have been there, world would have been still with that simple light bulb. It would have never seen the invention of CFL bulbs or tube lights or LEDs or rice lights or whatever kind of fancy lights we see nowadays. Because we need light and we have a bulb. The problem is solved. We are happy with that. That is where you need to make sure, you need to think, you need to accept this fact. Like innovation is not a one time thing. I have invented one bulb, I'm done. No. If we have invented a bulb, let's involve in process where we try to make a better bulb. In the next step, you have got a better bulb, try to involve in a process where you get a better bulb. I said better bulb because in innovation process there is no best. Like Sachin's record, it was broken by Rohit Sharma by hitting a 265. You do not know who will be the next one to break that. Who will be the one who will be scoring 266 or 366 or 466? You do not know. It is a continuous process. But yes, these are the milestones or benchmarks. Those should be fixed while you are in an innovation process. And that benchmark, most of the time, it is helpful if you set your own benchmark and if you compete with yourself. Like, yes, this is what I have done till now, and what extra I can do beyond this, which will take me to the next level. This will help you to think in a way which will help you grow continuously. So here in this point, I have made this thing little inclined towards the managerial level or leadership level. This requires to be effective managers who know how to motivate people and navigate through resistance to their ideas. So if you are leading a team or if you are managing a team, you need to know like how to motivate your people. Sometimes what happens, people around you think that things cannot be done. You as a manager or lead, you know that yes, this thing can be done. So you need to motivate those people by giving examples, by offering helping hands, by giving them ideas how to overcome. And mind you, I am using managers and lead. That does not mean like we being normal testers or QA team members, we cannot do that. It is a generic thing that should be done by everyone working in a team. You need to help your peers, you need to help your colleagues. If you are doing it as a tester, then you are an innovator. The next point says break the rule. If you are not breaking the rules, then you cannot be an innovator. And an innovator never ever is afraid of breaking rules. If that would have been the case, then Galileo would have never said like sun is the center of the solar system and the planets are revolving around it. Before him, it was an idea which was adopted by everyone in this earth, that earth is the center of the solar system and the rest of the planets, including the sun, they revolve around the earth. But it's not correct. So being an innovator, you need to think in unconventional ways. What happens? These conventional ways, it makes people think inside the box. It is just like the frog in the well, which thinks the world is only the well. There is no world outside the well. That's what restricts your thinking process. That's what restricts you from bringing in innovation in your work. You should be well aware that the client's customers do not always know what they exactly want. Like we have discussed before, there might be functionalities, there might be new things which you can very well incorporate in your project. You can suggest in your project to the client. And you never know, that would be one of the best good to have features. And in the process of doing that, you might come up with suggesting the client with features which is one of the essential part of any application. So break the rule, think unconventionally. If you as a tester are doing that, then you are an innovator. The next point you can see, don't always keep your ideas, knowledge, or whatever new things you have in your mind to yourself. Don't be a mute spectator. In a team, you should always be contributing positively in a constructive manner. You should be able to make people understand the way you think, why you have thought in that unconventional manner, and help them to come up with their own ideas and grow. If you are doing it in your team as a tester, then you are an innovator. So, in the past, all the slides we have seen the different characteristics of innovators, what we have seen before in existing innovators or people who are currently innovating. And we have simply mapped it in our testing process. So if you have any queries related to this, you can very well drop me an email at sudeep@mindfaresolutions.com. I would be happy to clarify your queries. Thank you for your time and patient listening.